What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Dreamin' with Drip and Drift. Today we're going to talk about three things. Number one, an explanation. What is Dreamin' with Drip and Drift? Number two, we're going to talk about our past because we've gained a lot of new friends, followers, subscribers, supporters, and I thank and appreciate every single one of you. But a lot of you don't know where I came from, don't know my history about cars really, don't even know my first name, right? So I'm going to go into the past. And last, we're going to talk about the future and what big dreams does Drip and Drift have. So let's get into it.
Drip and Drift.
An explanation. What is Dreaming with Drip and Drift? Call it a podcast, a talk show, whatever. I wanted to have a playlist where I could have a conversation with, first and foremost, you guys, but second, with other people, with drivers, automotive specialists, maybe shop owners, media guys, whatever the case may be, whoever we find interesting, I wanted to have a conversation with. So to open up the conversation, what do you guys want to hear? Is there somebody that you think would want to join us here on Dreaming with Drip and Drift? If you got any ideas, put them down. If it's yourself, put it down. Who knows, right? And second, what else do you guys like on the channel? You guys like the reaction videos? You guys like the challenges? We've really only done two, the John Wick Donut Challenge and the Initial D Cup Challenge. So we could do more of those. I still like doing the events, and I still like every time I do a little installation, I like making a little video about that. So I still want to continue doing all of those. I don't want to stop all the other content we do. I just wanted, like I said, to add a new playlist, a new little segment that we could have a conversation, right? All right, I think that's good enough. If you got any questions, like I said, drop it down below. Let's keep this conversation going. So the past. Well, my name is Nick, and I started Drip and Drift in 2019. So let's rewind back. My pops got me into cars. He was always more into the look of cars. He doesn't drift. He doesn't drag race. He doesn't do none of that. But he was always into the drip, the style of cars, right? He's always like, oh, check that out. Look how that thing looks, right? So he initially got me into cars and playing video games early on. Of course, you play some racing games, get into cars that way. And I'd been working since about 10. So by the 7th grade, I put in some money with my dad, and we had a little go-kart. Race around the neighborhood, piss the neighbors off. Real fun stuff. A little dangerous, to be honest with you, but I wanted a dirt bike, and they were really against that. So we met in the middle and settled on a go-kart. But a lot of good memories in that. Then through high school, got the first car, 3000 GT, then an Audi A4. That was the only car totaled. When you're young, you make mistakes. So even when you're old, you make mistakes too, right? But you learn from those mistakes, and that was the only one we totaled. Got our first 240 after that, and then a WRX. Yeah, WRX and a Ninja 500. Ninja 500, WRX, turned into a hard body pickup truck and an R6. We got some adrenaline going there, right? And around that time, I was working at some different dealerships, doing valet and parts department. I was at Mercedes, BMW, worked a few days here and there at other dealerships, Audi, Honda, Land Rover, different ones. So getting the taste of cars there. But I kind of found out working through all that I didn't necessarily want to work with cars in a dealership, at least, right? In that sense of working with cars. But after those, the R6 got traded for a 240 hatch. And at that time, I still didn't know how to get into actual drifting. I was into drifting, watching it, of course, Initial D, all that good stuff. But as far as me getting to a track and driving, I didn't really know at that time how to get there. So a lot of late nights in parking lots, doing donuts, stuff like that. Got rid of the hard body, got rid of that 240, and ended up with a Tacoma. And right before that Tacoma, still in college, I had a talk show on Rollins Radio, WPRK, which I got to do things like this: interview people, talk with people, listen to music, all that good stuff that comes with radio. But ever since then, I've kind of been yearning for that, just that space to talk, which I now have that space to create. And I think everyone should have a little space of their own to create, whether it's video, painting, writing, anything. Just I need to create. So I played music a lot, played guitar, sang, all that stuff, played with bands, and that was a very good creative outlet for me. And then getting into the whole car stuff. But jumping ahead just a little bit. So once I got the Tacoma, I traded that for a RAV4. And through those years of the Tacoma and the RAV4, I really felt disconnected from the car community. I didn't really want to go to car meets or car shows or anything like that because I didn't really have the car to flex. I used to have the cars, right? But you always hear somebody, oh, I used to have a 240. It's like, cool, bro. Where is it now, right? So I kind of got disconnected. I disconnected myself. But ended up trading that RAV4 for S13 coupe that we started the channel with. And the guy didn't even have it up for trade. He had it for 3,000 firm, I believe. And I just sent him, hey, I got a RAV4, Kelly Blue Books 3,000. Would you want to trade? And he was actually looking for a family car. So we made the trade. And as soon as I got it, my buddy Ryan was like, yo, you're going to be working on it and you're going to try to go to the track. You're going to want to make a channel or some kind of outlet. You're creative. You like making videos. You like making stuff. So do it. So I did it. I made the YouTube. I made the Instagram. And then a year or two later, I made the TikTok. And that brings us pretty much to today. If there's any questions you got, drop them down below. But pretty much brings us to today. And obviously traded that S13 coupe that we started the channel with for the 350Z we got today. And although the market has shot up crazy and that S13 was probably worth a lot more than I got for it or in the trade or whatever, I just wanted to drive, right? I said I was disconnected from the car community, but it was also disconnected from that adrenaline. I didn't have any of the race cars or any cars to do donuts in, and I didn't have the motorcycles. So I wanted that adrenaline back. And we got that with the cars. And I went to the track a couple times with the 240, and I realized I was going to have to put a lot more time, maybe some money into it, build it out a little more to get it to where we want. And I just wanted to drive. I want to get better at driving. I eventually want to compete. And I needed a car that I could rely on and just take to the track and send lap after lap after lap. And we got that with the Z. So I'm super happy about that. So that leads us to the future, or the dreams, right? What does Drip and Drift dream about? Well, little dreams. Like I said, I want to compete. I want to get a trailer. I've been renting a trailer, so we got a couple goals here that we're trying to get. I want to turn Drip and Drift into a little business, into a little website, possibly. Do some merch, do some car products, and then some big dreams. Some big, big dreams. since this is dreaming with Drip and Drift, right? What are some big dreams? I want to own some land, like 10 plus acres. Excuse me. And not use all those acres. Just use a little bit of it. Have a little shop, a little house, and a nice crazy old driveway that me and the homies can tear up, burn some tires, right? Drink your water, guys. So, some land, a little shop, a little house, burning tires, be able to drift every day. And we kind of get that with the Seto, but it's not the same. So, to close it off, if you got any questions, you want to continue the conversation, drop it down below in the comments.